it looks like we're gonna get another week of fan rotation in. So this will be week 11, and we're in late September as of this recording. And if you follow the channel, you saw that I got super lucky and I scored another Lakewood P-25. And this needs to be serviced yet, but I wanted to use it because I almost wanted to make up for not using my other one, because as you know, that's more of a museum piece. This is, because it's far from perfect, this one, it doesn't have the original handle on it, and the grill is kind of messed up, and it needs to be serviced. So I'm gonna get this service, but next year for 2026, we'll probably put it into some type of regular service, not beat down type of service, but that's reserved for like the moderate garbage fans, you know, where they're in the sun and you're just running and running and running. This will be used, but I just have to figure out where. So we're gonna use that. This is my den or my office room, so we're gonna use that here. And I'm gonna take you around with me, and because I have to move some fans around. All right, so we're gonna go into the living room, and lighting might not be the greatest. And we're going to take out the Pro Power. If you recall, you might recall, I had an air conditioner here, portable air conditioner that's now that's done for the season. So we're going to pop this out, and you may say, okay, what's going in? We're going to do some shuffling, and I'll explain why. This is actually going to still remain in service, but in a different room. And let me go, well, I'll take you with me. So let's go figure out, this room needs to be clean today. So we have a choice of, we could, well, that box on the end there, the tanner one, the darker one, that's actually empty because that fan's in service in my room. That's gonna get swapped out. There is a all metal, not all metal, but the grill, a thin and light with the metal grills on both sides, which is a very nostalgic fan to me. You may know I have a lot of thin and lights with a plastic grill in the front, but just this one, that's the tan color with the metal grill on both sides. That was my first memory of a thin and light when I was a little boy. My parents had one. It used to always fall over because they didn't have the feet on it. And eventually they threw it out, which made me sad. So this is yet another comfort fan I took from the other location. So we need to decide what I'm going to put in that room, because what I have in the back of this messy room that's going to get cleaned up today, it became a catch-all as I was cleaning out the guest room, and I'll explain that room in a minute. So I think what I'm going to do is, because the Air King has been out of service for like 2 months now, we're going to take the Air King. It's been out of service because I started doing the fan rotation, because this Air King was kind of a regular in the guest room, and I'm not going to keep it in the guest room. Again, I'm going to explain that in a moment. So we're going to put the Air King back in service, and normally I would not leave it in this window because I really, in terms of modern fans, I just made a comment about modern junk. I do not think these fans are modern junk. I think this is like an example. What happened here? I think this is an example of what a fan should be manufactured like today. How did I get this plug jammed under the handle? That's not good. I want to see what happened here. Oh man. How the heck? Not good. There we go. All right. So the reason I don't normally use it in here is because this side of the house does get sun. The office area where I just showed you, there's bushes outside, shrubs, which I spent last Saturday pruning the heck out of, but they still provide coverage from direct sun, so that's okay. Now, one of these outlets has been funny. I gotta deal with that later too. But because it's late September, we're gonna run it. And it's kind of neat having what I would say a modernized Lakewood P-25 with the HV blade swap this window, and I can see in my peripheral the actual P-25 over there. So we're gonna do that. And I'm glad to use this fan again because I do like it. I had two of them, and I sold one on eBay because I was doing an experiment. It sold for $150. And I'm being encouraged to try to, by the fan community, to try to continue to sell them. Okay, so this is the guest room. All right. Hang on, I'll be right back with you in 2 seconds. As I was saying, this is the guest room. And I'm going to explain it to you. So I have decided through FurnishedFinder.com, and you know they are not a sponsor of the channel. They can be. They would like to. So I'd be happy to document what's going to happen. Through FurnishedFinder.com, I have rented this room out to a traveling nurse. They will be arriving this weekend, and they will be living in this room. It's a house share situation, so obviously sharing the rest of the house with me. And the kids are only here. Kids are here every other weekend and one night during the week. And I had the conversation with the kids; they're cool with it. Well, through Furnished Finder, you can. There's a lot of traveling nurses, and the great thing about traveling nurses is they have all their background checks because they work in hospitals and whatnot. And it's always short term. So she's going to be here for 3 months. And you can kind of pick who you want. I wanted someone who's probably my age or older because I don't want parties going on. Although I have a friend who's had 20-something-year-olds, and they're fine. I've met them. They're really nice people. They almost become friends. Right? So this person arrives this week. I'm going to leave the Pro Power in here, or the fan, for them. I'm not putting a vintage fan in here. I just don't, people who don't know these fans or vintage fans or know the hobby or anything, they're probably likely going to be picking it up by the handle. Maybe they're going to take it out of the window and just run it leaning against the wall. So I do have a 3733 I thought about sticking in here, but that's hanging in a garage, and I really like it in there because it's light hanging from the ceiling. You might have seen it in other videos. And then I do have a Utilitech. I thought about putting in here, but I want to run, until they're here, I want to run a fan on exhaust. It's so muggy out right now, I don't want to be blowing like heavy air into the house. I've just been trying to move the air through the house. So there you have it. So we're going to put that there. All right. And then I have some tidying to do in that room to prepare it. Not much. So let's just turn this light off. All right, so that leaves my room. Oh, can you imagine what we're going to do? Actually, no, it leaves a little more than that. And I'll get to that in a minute. So, what shall we do? I think I'm trying to debate. Do I put this in my room? I'm trying to check the time. I have a consulting call at 8 a.m. Another side hustle. So getting back, actually, I should get back to the Furnished Finder. So the deal there is, I communicated, I spoke to this woman on the phone, and yeah, things can go wrong, no doubt. Here it is. See, the problem with this fan is, hang on, I don't know if you can see it. I think it's locked up. I don't know how well you can see this. I'm trying to do everything on the tripod today. Sometimes I just walk around the camera and do the switch before. So see, it's totally locked. But notice the metal guard on the front. And what I'm very curious about this fan is, did they make the ones with the metal grills in the front simultaneously when they made the plastic ones. Anyone who knows this, it seems like there's a lot of experts out there with Lasco, Lakewood, but it seems like there's not that deep as knowledge on these fans, because some of you really smart people out there, like Tori for sure, is probably the walking encyclopedia. If this was like a Lasco, would probably be able to tell me the year, the model differences, and why they did it, and the variants. But if somebody can tell me if they made these thin lights with the metal guards in the front the same time they made the ones with the plastic guards, and was this for more of like commercial applications? Like, I feel like as a little kid I would see them hanging like mounted up like high in like a retail store pointing down, and I remember seeing the metal guards. I never remember seeing the ones with the plastic. I don't know. Yes, the fan's out of frame there. Let me know. I'm gonna maybe see if I can get it running later. I did a checkout video of this early when I started the channel, in the early days of the channel, and it just like, it wouldn't move. But if I stick a ruler in there, I might be able to break it free and get it to spin. So maybe we'll come back to that in a separate short video. Okay, so then that leaves, again, that box back there in the back is empty. The fan's behind my desk chair. I did already rotate in. There's a P-25 back there. There is a 3rd gen 223. There's a Lasco Ultra, and there's a 1995 3733. Those all have been rotated through this summer. And then this is the normal office fan right there that I normally have in the window. And these are boxes from the old location. I just corralled into this corner. I'm going through those today. The box down there is just books. This bag is DVDs. You can see I kind of went through some of them. That box with the Superman book on top, that book was mine when I was in kindergarten. I had a cassette tape that went with it, and I listened to it with my Fisher-Price tape recorder back in the early 80s. There's a Eskimo, like little window fan back there. And then there's another bag of random stuff. There's a humidifier in there, all my race medals from all my half marathons, etc. So I just got to go through that this afternoon, and that will probably take a half hour, and maybe I'll do it with you guys. And then in this container is a PlayStation, I think 2. So I gotta decide what I want to do with that. I mean, Madden 2003 was a game I played over and over and over again. Had multiple seasons with it. So and I was in my 20s. I wasn't even a kid when I did that. Well, 20s is kid to me now. So I don't know if I decide to hang on to that or just try to put it on Marketplace. I don't have a DVD player, so it also functions as a DVD player, and occasionally a need comes up. All right, so let's bring up the Edison. And you kind of have to excuse me because I just got home at 3 in the morning yesterday morning after being gone for a week. And if you follow the channel, you saw me pack for that trip. So I've been doing laundry, so there's kind of laundry folded on my bed and whatnot. I normally like to keep a very organized place, even though I just showed you 2 very messy conditions. All right, so what do we got going in here? We have this Dayton variant. It's been my daily runner all summer, and just to give you a rust update, I did just do a short video on the rust, the drain holes. That water finally dried, it left more rust. So that's going to be dealt with. Not today, but probably in the off season. We're not going to paint it. I'm going to try to use Blaster, the rust coating stuff. All right, so here, this thin light, I really like. I love the thin lights with how they look like in the dark. The tan blades, they look like a big disc versus just the normal white in a lot of fans like the Lascos and whatnot. It's really cool, the tan. And I like the contrast of the cabinet on this. And see if I can So this is a really nice fan. I like it. And I believe that this is still considered a thin and light. This is a thin and light, just another variant of it. This might need to be a little oiled, but yeah. So see the color of the cabinet? It's like this. It's kind of like this chocolate color, dark color. I like it. Really cool. And the contrast with the guard, I think, and the blades, just really cool. And I have to, this is the first year in all the years I've been collecting that I've really enjoyed pretty much every one of my fans in the collection as I've rotated them through when I've moved them into this house. All right, so here is an Edison, of course, right? It's me. A comfort fan, not the traditional one. The guard's up here. So I have two of these. One, I just got this off, or this past winter, when I was at the condo location, and that rotated in. I think I rotated that in maybe downstairs. This one I've had for some time. Now, I don't know what in the world is going on with the wires. It's like, let's see if you can see that. It's like, it's almost like this like slid down. I don't know if that's a defect from the manufacturer, but look at the condition this fan is in. I mean, this fan is pristine. It's really nice. So we're gonna crank them up. And it's kind of cool because some of these fans I haven't cranked up since I first got them, and that could be 10 years ago. But as I was saying, I've really enjoyed rotating my fans like this. And I think next summer season, or cooling season, I'm going to find a way to rotate in some of my favorites. Doing it once a week, even though a week is a kind of a longer period of time, you know, a week is not like a day, obviously. But sadly, because I'm not retired and I'm not sitting back making videos all day, and I'm here every day, I'm just around, I'm in and out because of my job. Maybe if you guys get more support on the channel, one day I can earn some money to just make you guys fan videos every day, all day, just different types of videos, comparison videos, whatnot. It would be really fun to do for you guys, and take requests. But I still try to do that too, take requests. I love when you guys comment and ask me to do a video comparing certain fans. So that being said, I don't know if I'm going to do like a monthly rotation next year, maybe a weekly, or maybe as I kind of feel like it, like, oh, it's been 2 weeks, maybe 2 weeks. I don't know. I'm gonna try to use more of what's in my collection, because one, if you rotate them, it's not beaten up on a single individual fan all summer long, and you get to enjoy kind of like your hard work of collecting. I also, because you guys know me, the comfort fan is my favorite all-time fan. It's because of the nostalgia reasons, right? So, not that I used to think having more than one fan in one room in a window was silly, but since the fan rotation, I've been popping in like an Edison or whatever in this second window in my room, and I've been enjoying it. So I think I might do that. Keep a vintage one back here. It's protected from the sun, and I don't have to run it all the time. I just run it when I'm around. So I think that's what I'll do. All right, so let's crank it. Oof, crank it. So aside from the electrical wires kind of being fished through like that, I think this fan's fine, and I don't think this fan it hasn't been really messed with, because I know these fans so well. What happens is when people do like serious work on these fans, they tend to blast these out and replace them with actual bolts. This fan, I think, is all original. This is beautiful, beautiful condition. A few little scuffs, but nothing bad. All right, cool. So we're gonna take this downstairs, and then just for fun, Eddie's always running something. He was here last night and he left this morning, but when he's here, he tends to run the Lasco he brought the Dominion from the cottage because he ran out of the cottage over the summer, and that barely fit in the window. And like kind of his daily runner is his trash can save. Robbie Lawrence, Fan Meet 2025. That's a purchase that Eddie made there, which is really cool. I don't think he'll ever part with that fan because of the memories it brought. Excuse my laundry in my bed. All that stuff was in my suitcase from my last trip. I got to see a customer who sent me home with all these goodie bags for the office. Canadian maple syrup, chocolates and stuff for the office, just shirts and hats, and really, really special. Okay, I'll spare you the time of me putting that in a box. So what we'll do is, we'll do a quick, this video turned into pretty long, but I just don't know how many of these I'm gonna be doing. Just show you what's going on out here, why not, right? So I stopped running 2 fans in here and we had pouring rain. Like, I think this blanket got soaked. Oh no, it's actually dried out. At one point I felt it. I had been pulling the couches away from the windows, and as people get, especially the kids, as they get on and off of them, they get shoved back. And this one here was like up against, pretty much up against the windows. The rain wasn't coming in this side, but I had that fan like just basically in summer storage sitting behind. That's a dog bed for a visitor that I get now and again that comes over and hangs out. And I just said leave the bed here. So that fan was originally in the kitchen until I bought the Vornado. In the side that the sun hits, I don't mind using modern fans, especially the dark color ones, because they're not going to turn yellow. So that was in the kitchen. When I got the Vornado, I kind of just put this one on ice. This was my fan at the Midwest location when I worked at my previous job that I would run in my bedroom. And it was more or less, I had a gift card for Lowe's, and it's like, what are these about? How do they compare to a 3733? And I don't think it's a bad fan. But normally I like to run a vintage here as the secondary fan because the fans in here don't run constantly. The thin and light was there on one of these little tables, and I borrowed a table because we were eating food or whatever we were doing, and I left it down because it's the time of year where you get like, there was temperatures in the morning in the like low 40s, so I left it down, and then it started pouring. Rain was kind of hitting those screens and whatnot, so I just left it down there. And yesterday it warmed up again to the 70s, and in the evening we're having dinner out here, so I just threw that up there. I think if that thin and light that I showed you that has the metal grills on both sides, if I can break that loose, I won't go to a full-on service of it yet. I have a pile in the basement that I'm segregating all my fans as they're coming into the house that are projects that need to be either serviced, repaired. So I have a steady stream of winter projects to work on. Not that I need a steady stream of projects because they just come up anytime you're a homeowner. That's just what it is. But we'll at least we'll have some good video content, because it seems to be that the algorithms out there, when I drift much off from the fans, don't get too many views out there, and so I know you guys appreciate, at least the core followers appreciate the fan videos. All right, so we were just out here. The thin and light, that will get serviced. That's going to be a daily, because it gets stuck in the corner there. It's protected. Doesn't get used daily because I'm not here all the time. And sometimes when we're watching TV, I put it on low or turn it off. And if I'm making dinner and I know I'm going to be out here in a summer evening, I crank both sides of these fans to just start moving the air, because it does get hot. All right, we're going to take you off the tripod. Let's turn off the lights. Yeah, this turned out to be a pretty long video. But this could be the last one for a fan rotation video. But then again, the temp, I don't know, it depends on, I try to do it for a week. it's a Friday, so it would be next weekend I would switch it, and let's just never trip over the carpet. And I would switch it next week if it's supposed to be in the 70s, but I don't know what the weather's going to be like. So this could be it. P-25. See, I wouldn't be able to like stick, you wouldn't be able to see it because this was all totally overgrown. I nearly came close to chopping that one completely out. Ultimately, I'm going to cut all those out. I'll probably say this in every video. I want to weed whack in there, weed whack this crap out of here too. And I want to cut these all out eventually too, and just put small shrubs. My opinion is things in front of the house should not go above the window, and it just was left to go crazy. It's the modern P-25, the Air King. Where's that, a 4723? All right, the Pro Power. Yeah, I get it. This drives me crazy. I keep ripping those vines out and they keep starting to grow again. I can feel the air all the way from here. Galaxy. My daughter's air conditioner, that's got to come out soon. See these things growing everywhere. Nothing. I had 2 fans in there in that room over the summer to be silly. The Edison. I know I said this is like a dark fan, so you're like, oh, can you put it in the sun? I could, but it's an old fan. And who really cares about the Utilitech? So as a kid, here's the actually test, because I had one of these for over a decade. The one with the badge in the center, of course. And my parents had them too. My dad had one in his room, I had one in my room, and we always had them on exhaust. So this part was facing out, the plastic part. And again, easily over a decade. Summer after summer, run, constantly running, never shut off. And the grills never got brittle, they never cracked, nothing changed color. So, one, things were made a little bit better. Secondly, I think the dark color just handled all that sunlight much better. That being said, these things are over 40 years old now, and not to put them, I don't want to beat them up. So we had like heavy downpour rains yesterday. Deal with that. Finally getting some green grass. The grass is green again. It's first since like May back here. I mean, this is looks like garbage, this yard, but at least it's green. It was brown up until like a week ago. I'll probably actually cut it. The thing is, it was creating a dust storm, so there's no purpose of cutting it, because I was getting dust in the house and then in the sunroom. I cut this tree down, and I gotta come back at it at the bottom. Well, those pine trees are getting removed this weekend, and one guy said, hey, we can just take that out for you, the rest of it. I said, sure. All right, so thanks for the little hang out with me for the tour. Thanks for watching. This may or may not be the last rotational fan video. Definitely there'll be many more fan videos throughout the off season as we look to service fans. There are some fans I'm going to part ways with, so stay tuned on that. You guys get first dibs because you're collectors. And I want to thank you for watching as always. And if you stumbled across this video, you made it to the end, again, I thank you for checking the channel out for the first time, and I hope you'll check out some of the other videos. Comment, like, subscribe. If you comment, I definitely will write back to you. My email address, if you go to the main channel page, feel free to reach out to me privately if you would like. If you want to talk fans, talk anything, questions about the channel, suggestions about the channel, I'm all here for it. And you guys are the best. Hope you have a great day, and see you on the next one.